Good afternoon. My name is Danet. What's your name?
Oh, my full name is Veronica Lestari, but please call me by my first name, Veronica.
Okay, nice to meet you, Miss Veronica. Would you like to tell me about your family?
I live with my parents, and they are still alive. And I have two sisters who are studying at Taiwan.
Okay, she should have said, I have two sisters who are studying in Taiwan, not at Taiwan. That's a preposition mistake then. Where do you live? You said you live in Jakarta, and tell us about your place where you live.
I live in Jakarta, in the area of West Jakarta, in a small house near supermarket like Lotte Mart, and we have a lot of access of transportation right here. So this is quite strategic.
So, are you a student or do you work somewhere?
Currently, I'm working in a national company in Indonesia.
Okay, she could have said, currently I'm working in a company in Indonesia in a human resource department, for example, instead of saying just working, currently working in a company, because that's not extended enough. So she needs to extend the answer. In part one, of course, you want to be careful with the first impression of the part one. On the other hand, you also don't want to answer that too quickly, and then you still have the chance to extend the answer. What kind of job that you work for this company?
Oh, I'm working as human resource in this company,
HR.
which is focused. Yes, HR.
Okay.
Yes, quite familiar with that.
She said quite familiar. Meant to say quite familiar. I would also like to know about the weather in your area. Which kind of weather would you like to live?
Okay. So currently there in my place there are uh, cloudy because it's just raining just now.
Okay, instead of saying there are cloudy, I think it's best to mention it is always cloudy.
And I like to live in a weather like cloudy places like here, and I'm so I feel very comfortable by.
The correct pronunciation, the correct pronunciation of the comfortable is comfortable. Yes, could have said comfortable, not comfortable.
Living in this weather, like uh, it's not too cold, and it's not too hot either.
Now I'm going to give you a card, and there you go. Can you see it?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Now I will give you 1 minute to make notes.
Okay.
Okay. I will give you 1 minute to make notes, okay? And then you will give speech for 2 minutes. But now you have a chance to make notes for 1 minute, okay? Have you got a pen and paper ready?
Yes.
Okay. So your 1 minute to make notes starts now. Go.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Your 1 minute is up. So
Okay.
now it's time for you to give speech based on this notes that you have written. Okay, your time starts now. Go.
Okay, so it was 3 years ago when I was visiting Batam with my friends.
Okay, it's always a good idea to begin your speech by saying, I'm going to talk about something, or I would like to talk about, or I'd like to talk about something.
We were going there because due to my friend's wedding, and I got the invitation.
She probably needed to say, we went there because of her friend's invitation to her wedding. That's probably best described and better grammar for it. Now she must have missed the point here because that's not the question it's about. And also she mentioned about the invitation. She should have said invitation.
I got the invitation. So me and my the other friend, her name is Fena, and we are we were going to Batam using airplane.
Maybe she could have said better if she, Fena and I, okay, my friend and I, instead of me and my other friend, because
Uh, and it was before the corona happened. So we are really relieved because the corona hasn't feel like nowadays. So we were going for the we go we went there for 3 days. For the first day, I me and my Fena were visiting her family in Batam, and then the second days we are enjoying some meals from Batam with her families, and on the third days, the night at the second day, we are attending my friend's wedding. So we are preparing for the party, like doing some makeup or uh, uh, just prepare for the present and everything. And then we were enjoying that party because it was unique, different from the Jakarta's party. And after the party, we went home, and after the third day, we we are saying goodbye with her family and buy some souvenirs so we can get it home, and then we were went home.
okay,
That's
thank you. Now this is the part three. Okay? Part three is basically the interview or conversation based on the cue card that we have spoken about. So let me ask you this: do you think the tourism industry should be normal by now? What would you say? What's your take on that?
okay. So for nowadays, due to COVID pandemic, I think the tourism is quite difficult for people to come by and get some attraction from the tourism place. So perhaps if the tourism, the place were having uh, some some something that is safe for people to come by, uh, that will be attract more people to come.
That will attract more people to come. That will be attracting more people to come.
We don't know what will happen next after this corona omicron. But I think we do a lot for this. Like the government has do something to prevent this, and like the vaccination. But it still just like happened that way. So maybe uh, maybe we should start by living within the coronavirus itself. But because but maybe if we don't want to get infected, we should do the progress very well, like doing some using wearing some masks, washing hands after picking something, and maybe take a bath after went to somewhere, after going to somewhere, or you just take care of ourselves.
So do you think, in your opinion, do you think it's going to happen anytime soon?
Okay. In my opinion, I think yes, it will, because we have lived with this coronavirus for probably 2 years and still going. But the thing is, the virus is just still there, even after we do a lot of things like vaccine and prevent the virus, but it just still happen that way. So maybe it will be just like an influenza after sooner or later. So it will be just we are living with the pandemic. So maybe it will called like endemic.
Right. She needs to learn about the phrases that can give her time or stall time to think about what's going to be her next words by saying, to be quite honest with you, I'm not familiar with this topic, or I haven't thought about that before. To be quite honest with you, this is not my expertise, and I'm not too familiar with this topic. But if I have to answer, I would say this. Well, for now, I think she needs to work on the vocabulary, grammar, and the templates, that phrases that she could use. She needs to have 7.5, and that's quite high. And I would say 6,